Okay, give this another shot here. So, you guys all know how to find the videos at this point. YouTube link. When you watch them, you'll see me in the background clicking on which pile, which camera, etc., etc. So, for each of the piles, there will be one camera from the control or the no pile area and one from the pile area. Front, side, it doesn't matter. I just used one camera from each. Right, so here, this is pile 4, and this is the no pile. You'll see me just highlight them all, play with media player, and then you'll just go through and count the number of animals that you see. I put it on 1.5 times speed just to make it a little bit more quick. And you see that's another video, and then it moves to another video. So each time is a different opportunity to count animals on there. Right? Don't count deer, don't count turkey. Sometimes it gets hung up here and I have to go fast forward. There's the next video. You can also see in the bottom the number, which tells you which video it's on. Little armadillo in there, another video. Again, you don't need to identify individual animals if you don't want to, but it may be interesting for your discussion. Right. So it'll go through like this, right, and show you all the videos from that camera. There were a lot of videos on this camera, obviously. And then you'll see me go back. Once those are done, go back to the folder and go back to the folder. Then I go to the pile camera, and I've chosen one of those, the ones that was the best. In this case, it's side, but again, it doesn't matter. This is just for pile. And I play them all. We count all those. What I would do myself a little piece of paper here. Tally. Alright. So we have each of the cameras, 4, 6, 9, and 10. And we have a count for the control side and for the one with the pile. And we have all our numbers on here. Again, 62, 45. These are just numbers I made up. Well, no, actually, those are, yeah, it doesn't matter, but put your little tally on there. And that will tell you the number of animals videoed at each of the piles. Okay. Another squirrel there. Another squirrel. Lots of squirrels. Right, this was number 4 pile, and it was paired with the other control that we watched first. And that area that these cameras were in, there's a lot of squirrels there. Right? But we want to know the effect of the pile on the activity. Okay. Now, keep in mind, sometimes you'll actually see more than one animal in the videos. Right? There's a little chipmunk going across there. So get all your numbers. Okay. Set up a little tally sheet and then make this spreadsheet. Actually, I'm going to put this spreadsheet up on to Canvas for you guys to use. And in fact, I'll highlight the thing that you're going to change. What you'll change is this stuff here in green. You're going to get your own counts. These are just made up counts. This is to say that on pile 4, no pile, I counted 10 animals, 13, 9, 11, 2, 5, 2, and 8. Right? We put those numbers in. These numbers will not change. Okay? Here's the thing. Not every camera ran for the same amount of time. This camera ran for 62 days. this one only for 45. So you would assume you would see more at this pile just simply because the camera ran longer. That was the one we all went out together as a group and set, and it took me like a week to go, at least a week it looks like, to go back out and put all of the rest of the cameras. So we have to adjust the number of videos for the number of nights to make them comparable. Okay? So that's what you'll do on this data sheet. One of the things you'll do. Here's how I would recommend doing it. I'll go over here. This would be our adjusted numbers. Just do equals, and you're going to divide the number of videos. So let me do this again. Go to the cell, you hit equals, take your cursor, go to the numerator, that is the number of videos, click on it, go up here to the little function bar and do a divide, that's a backslash. Divide by what? Divide by 62, right? So this will say in 62 nights we saw 10 animals, so we saw 0.16 animals per night. Okay, and we're going to do that for each of the counts. You do equals 13 divided by 45, enter. In fact, the cool thing about Excel is you can just highlight this, copy it down, and it will make those calculations for you. But you should check them. I'm going to check this to make sure it's dividing the right things. Yep, it's dividing 9 by 47, which is what we wanted. Here, it's dividing 11 by 47. Okay, so those are the no pile counts. We need to do the same for the pile counts. We're going to do 2. Yes, number of videos per night. Highlight all this, copy it down. Okay. So now we have, those are our adjusted, we call this like catch per unit effort. How many animals were found per unit of time spent looking for them. So, but here's the thing, if you click on each cell, you'll see that it's not a number, it's actually an equation. So what you're going to do is copy this, highlight the whole section here, do Control-C, copy, go down here, right-click, do Paste Special. You're just going to paste the values. Okay? And repeat that. You're going to highlight this, you're going to copy it, you're going to paste Special, paste values. Okay? Now when I click on this, it's the actual number, right? Not the equation, because we need to do some calculations with our numbers. Okay, this is the calculations you're doing for your lab report. First thing we're going to calculate is the average, and we're going to calculate the standard deviation as a measure of variability of these two groups of numbers. How are you going to do that? Well, every time you want to do some calculation in Excel, you do equals. Equals what? Equals average. Okay, so you do equals average, and then you start with parentheses, and then you highlight the numbers you want to average, end parentheses, enter. There it is, the average number of animals captured per trap night at the sites, the 4 sites with no pile was 0.22. Okay, how about the average here? We go equals AVERAGE, parentheses, take your cursor, highlight this column with numbers, go up here, put an end parentheses, boom. Okay, to get the standard deviation, you go equals STDEV, standard deviation of a sample, dot S, parentheses, highlight column, end paren, equals D dot TS parentheses there you go. So now these are numbers you're going to need. If you look at the description of the lab report, you need to have the average and standard deviation of those two numbers, because that's really, at the end of the day, we're comparing these two numbers to see if they're different. Was there a higher number of animals per trap night videoed at one of the sites or the other? Okay, so obviously it looks like, in my fictitious world, this is not the real data, that the actual activity was higher at the no pile sites than the pile sites, but still don't have our exact answer or our definitive answer until we do our statistic, and then we get our p-value. And if the p-value is less than 0.05, we can have the confidence to say that they were different. Okay, so that's the last thing you need to do, is to calculate your t statistic. So I'm going to put here t stat. How do we do that? Guess what? Equals t dot test returns a probability associated with a student's t-test. T.test, parentheses, your first column, array 1, comma, array 2, your second column of data, comma, we're going to do one-tailed, comma, 1 for paired. Okay, we're doing a paired t-test. So you t.test, parentheses, first column, comma, second column, comma, 1, comma, 1. And then hit enter. And if this number that appears in this cell is less than 0.05, you can say that there is more or less activity at the pile. Right? If the number that appears in this is greater than 0.05, then you can't say there's a difference. Right? So in this made-up world, right, our t was significant. It's very low, so that tells us we'd be 99.99% confident to say that 0.21 is higher than 0.08. Okay, and in this case, there was less activity at the pile than away from the pile. Alright? So that's your process. What you're going to do, I'm going to put this up. You're going to put your numbers in here for your videos. You're going to then calculate the catch per unit effort. You're going to adjust for trap nights. You're going to paste special values, calculate your average, standard deviation, and t-test statistic. And then basically you have your results. You can use these numbers for your bar graph to show the differences visually.